stream going here real quick. And then let me just make sure it's all working on YouTube. There we go. Oh, I gotta change the title here.
What's the stream called, by the way?
The stream is just called scripted_valor, but I'm gonna change the title to Pathfinder
Shove it up
2
your ass.com.
with scripted.
Shove it up your ass with scripted valor.
Oh my god, it sounds like a nighttime talk show.
You guys ever seen Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
There we go.
I've not.
Okay, so way back in the day, there was a cartoon, and this is like back in the 70s. There was this cartoon called Space Ghost, and it was about this dude who he was named Space Ghost, and he would go and he was like he had a ship and he would go around stopping bad guys and stuff, and he could turn invisible and he could fly through space.
He would go around if you would say coast to coast.
Yeah. He would he had a laser beam that he could shoot from his wrist, and you know, it was all very like Buzz Lightyear way before Buzz Lightyear. And this group, so he was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, and this group called William Street, they bought Hanna-Barbera, and so they suddenly had all these old classic cartoons. Well, it was comedy or Cartoon Network that bought Hanna-Barbera. So they had all these old classic cartoons. They had all the old Super Friends stuff for, like, you know, the Justice League, and like all the old like Huckleberry Hound and all that jazz. And two of the properties they had were Space Ghost and Hawkman, and or Birdman. And Birdman was this like
Harvey
dude that got
Birdman.
his. Birdman was this dude that, you know, got his powers from the sun. His secret base was in a volcano, and he would go and, you know, use his solar powers to like stop bad guys, and he could fly and stuff. He had wings.
That's cool.
So yeah, so William Street took they're the guys behind Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but they took Space Ghost and they turned it into a talk show. And so they're using old assets from Hanna-Barbera to do like a nighttime talk show with celebrities and stuff like that. It was fucking hilarious. And then they turned Birdman into an attorney, so it's Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. And so he represents the Jetsons at one point, and they're like, "We're from the future, the year 2000," and he's looking over at his calendar and it says like 2005. And he's like, "Okay." And they're like, they come into his office and there's a big carpet. I don't know if you've ever seen the Jetsons, but like they're supposed to be futuristic, so all of their walkways are automatic. They just step on it and they just go along. So they step on his carpet and they're all just standing there, and he's like, "Well, come here and have a seat." And they're like, "Well, we're waiting for your floor to start working." He's like, "It doesn't, just come over here," you know? And they're so like, their muscles are so atrophied because everything's automatic that it like takes them, it takes them like 10 minutes to get to the front of the room. They're like breathing heavy and dying. And
oh my god.
All right. Well, the stream is live and we're ready to go.
Ready to go? All right.
All right.
Let's begin.
So, real quick, who was taking first watch? Who was taking the watch last time we were going in?
I was taking watch.
Okay. Go ahead. So what's your is there a passive perception in Pathfinder?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then in that case, just make me a perception check.
$18.
Okay. You know what? He's not exactly trying to hide from you guys. Um,
Oh shit.
you watch as Chuffy starts coming back. But he's not empty-handed. He doesn't have well, you don't see the device that he's been tinkering with. But you do see that he seems to have gathered up either he's somehow found a piece of cloth, or it's maybe something that he had on him already. But he seems to have gathered up just like this big bag of something, and it looks all wriggly and whatnot. Like the bag is moving and shit, and he's kind of like waddling over back to you guys as you're all sitting around the campfire. So.
Sorry, what was that? Can you say that again?
He basically just grunts over.
What is that you have?
Alright.
Chuffy, what is that?
Chuffy, bring food. And he sets the bag down, he opens it up, and it is just a bag full of these like fat, wriggly, juicy worms and grubs.
What?
Coffee,
I
that is
reach in and
disgusting.
grab a worm and eat it.
Okay. Roll Constitution.
The fortitude save.
Fortitude save.
I'm not eating that shit. Just for like exposition. I'm not eating that.
I'm not eating that.
One of the common folk. Why should I eat grubs off of the ground? It could.
Lot of protein. Eat.
Shut the fuck up! And I fire a ray of frost into the nearby tree. Don't do that. Get these things out of my face. Immediately return them to whatever environment you pick on. And
As you're saying that, he's putting like one really fat worm into his mouth, and he just slurps it right up.
Be gone from my sight, immediately. And I turn away. I turn my back to Chuffy. Go back to painting my nails. I'm
All right,
ignoring.
Oren.
this
What
whole
was that
thing.
fortitude check that you had? Oren.
Hang on.
Oh, okay.
It's a 19.
19. Okay.
Yep.
Just a second. Moving things around. Fasha, go lie down. Hang on. You said 19?
Yep.
Okay. All right, you don't suffer any negative effects. In fact, as Chuffy says, you taste that this thing has quite a bit of protein in it. It's almost tastes like chicken, in fact. But I am going to have you put down a custom trait.
Tastes like chicken.
Yeah. I'm gonna have you put down a custom trait. So put down accustomed, and next to it put down goblin lifestyle.
I'm accustomed to the goblin lifestyle. Is that it now?
How the hell do I do that?
You should have like some notes.
Okay.
So just mark that as a note. So anytime that Chuffy brings you guys like food or like medicine, or when Chuffy brings you specifically food and medicine, you'll no longer you won't have to do that fortitude check anymore.
Sweet.
Yeah, so
You guys should really try this stuff out. And I take a big handful of shit and I hold it out under Reese's face.
I'm sorry, what? What is that you're putting in my face? By the way, I'm not.
it's just a handful of worms, and like you see like a few centipedes, or at least this plant's
Ooh.
equivalent.
You can't have that one. That one's
Absolutely
mine.
disgusting.
Remove that from my
I
sight.
refuse.
You be a darling and go get us some food.
More for me, and I just like start eating bugs and shit.
Chuffy already went out and got food. This is a lot of food for Chuffy. And him and Orin. Okay, look. If Pretty Lady doesn't want what Chuffy brings, if Pretty Lady doesn't want the bacon that Chuffy brings home, then Pretty Lady can go get her own bacon. And he continues. The wolf corpses.
Yeah, we could cook those. I'll skin them and we cook the wolves.
Wolf meat tough.
Wolf meat is meat. And
Worms are meat.
I don't fuck with bugs.
If there are wolves, then
Yeah,
there
but
must be
they're
something like deer. Let's go
wiggly.
get some-
You could cook worms.
That's still gross, man.
I'm not going to cook worms. You don't see me eating dog food simply because it's food.
Chuffy kind of like looks side to side as you say that, and he doesn't say anything. he just looks around shifty-eyed.
You're eating worms. I hope you get an infection in your stomach. That's what this food is going to get you. You, Oren, I have faith in your immunity. You, on the other hand, no. Ruining my fucking manicure. And with a flourish, I'm just gonna go get up and start, scrounging in the air, like looking for.
Okay.
Look for signs of some sort of elk, something like that.
Okay, you're gonna so you're gonna use the scrounge action.
Let me check.
Yeah. So if you go,
sorry, I'm gonna try and find tracks of anything.
Okay.
Like bovine, or any elk adjacent stuff, like herbivorous creatures that I can eat.
Okay.
All right. So, should I roll survival?
Actually, I believe on the character sheets in actions there should be an exploration tab, and you should have scout and track. So
yeah, track is a survival track.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a survival check. Okay, you follow tracks. Yes, I am trained in survival. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll a survival check then.
Okay then.
Okay, that is a 21.
All right. So actually you find you don't find any like elk tracks, but you do find what appears to be like a very long footprint. Based off of what you could based off of the shape of it, you determine that it could be some sort of like rabbit. So,
Okay.
and
Rabbits are
and
better than bugs.
the track looks relatively fresh.
Alright, I'm going to turn back a little bit and call over Thorfinn. His talents could be appreciated here. I'm just gonna walk over and
Yeah.
Man,
I'll
you
follow
really
that
you
trend.
really just don't want to find your own food.
I'm sorry, what?
You just don't you just don't want to hunt for your own food.
Do you think
Hunting is a joy.
Nature like this hunts for her own food? As the children say these days, be so fucking frail. Why do it when I can have someone else? Opulence. Can't be seen running around in fur coats hunting rabbits.
Actually, people do run around in fur coats and hunt rabbits quite often.
Not the ones that live in Upper East Side, New York, or the equivalent of. At least in her head, she lives in Upper East Side, New York. She's very poor. But
What's
in
New
her
York?
head,
Yeah,
she
what?
lives in
This is
What is New York?
this is the Dark Empire. What's a New York? Well, what's a York, and what makes the other one new?
Makes it new.
Oh my god. Don't worry about it. It's a city where I'm from.
It sounds very
Right.
strange and fake.
It is. It is
It's
place
a
filled
city
with
in a world
dragons.
that is in a galaxy far, 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 far away.
That is correct. All right. Now time to get me some to get some food. Thorfinn, will you help me?
Of course.
All right.
Thank you.
Simp.
Fuck up and worms. Now moving on. We're just gonna follow the rabbit tracks and see where it leads us.
Okay, the rabbit tracks sort of lead you off this way, kind of in the same direction that Chuffy had run off before. It's also it's also the same direction that the you think that the crash site might be at. Well, you were doing a survival check for the rabbit, but does anybody want to do a nature check while you guys are kind of looking around here?
Not good at nature.
I'm trained in nature.
Okay.
Try. Okay, let's give it a shot.
Oren, do you want
That's a 13.
that's a 13?
For what? Nature?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or, just terrain. So yeah, nature.
I got a 9.
9. Okay. Yeah, you're too busy eating with Chuffy.
Oh yeah. I need to search around.
Yeah, the grubs are pretty decent. You don't they've got a very earthy taste to them. You can tell that this planet has a lot of richness to it, just based off of the soil that you can still taste on some of the grubs. But for that 13, something about this doesn't look right. Something about this mound of something about this hill just doesn't seem right. The ground here looks it looks more solid than this hill's ground, and there's no grass on that hill.
Grass.
When you're looking at like right here, like you can see like there's the grass, and then as soon as it hits this hill, there's nothing. It's just dirt and soil. There's a little bit of budding, like a little bit of plant life coming up out of the soil, but yeah, that's certainly not how ground is supposed to look normally. You do see that the path does continue around to the other side. So they might be able to see a bit more of what's going on.
Alright, let me try something. Let's see here. Right. So, see what spells I have. Let's just see. I'm just gonna fire a quick detect magic area on that on that hill. See if
Okay.
anything's there.
You're going to detect magic in the direction of the hill.
Yes.
Okay. You're sensing a lot of magical energy on that side. Like just beyond like the top of this mound here.
Okay. Check if I can see.
See what? You're
Yes.
gonna have to speak up. You keep cutting out.
Oh no, nothing. Actually, I need to change something. It's my audio suppression. That's
Ah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, don't mess with audio suppression. Like if you got like background noise, just lower your mic volume a little bit.
Oh, it's turned off.
Weird.
Yeah, that's weird. All right. So, let me just check if I have the ability to see through. And what is empathy sense, by the way?
So I'm assuming I don't have the rule right in front of me, but I'm assuming because it's
Yeah.
talking about empathy, you can determine somebody's like true intentions or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to take a look. Let's look it up real quick. Empathy sense. PF2E.
Is it?
Is it green empathy or color of empathy or something like that?
No, it's like, it just says on my familiar. It says,
Oh, familiars.
senses.
Okay, so familiars and empathies. Okay, so
I
okay,
think you can sense what your familiar
is
feeling.
feeling. Yes, you can. Okay, yeah. So unlike
You have
in
a connection to the creatures of the natural world that allow you to communicate with them on a rudimentary level. You can use diplomacy to make an impression on animals and make very simple requests to them. In most cases, wild animals will give you time to make your case. That's wild empathy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's wild empathy.
So
My familiar.
yeah, so you can sense when you're like
Be right
unlike
back.
with D&D, you cannot like do a meditation bit where you see through your familiar. However, you can sense if your familiar is in danger, if it's scared, if it's happy, if it thinks you should know something. Um
Okay.
so that sort of thing. It's
All right.
basically just a way for you to communicate with your familiar.
All right. So I'm going to send. I'm gonna take Gunder, and I'm just gonna take him off my arm, set him down on the ground, and he's just gonna slither his way up onto the hill, and I'm just gonna be keeping my senses open to him just to see if he needs. Just tell me.
Okay. Um so you're just having Yarmingender slither up and take a look. Are you telling Yarmingender to look for anything specific?
Um, I'm just I'm just telling him go up on the hill, and see what's on the other side.
Okay. Um Jormungandr, slithers up, and I'll put a marker down for him. Uh,
You wanna?
whoops. So yeah, Jormungandr starts to slither up, and it actually starts going out of sight. Um, you see Jormungandr's tail like go right over the lip of like where you can see, and there's a moment you're kind of keeping your feelings on Jormungandr, trying to gauge what Jormungandr is feeling. Right now, it's feeling a lot of determination to get up over the hill to like see what's on the other side. When it does, there's shock. There's shock.
What are you seeing?
It it
Call
just
over.
it just comes back.
Hill. Yeah, and I put my arm on the ground just to let him slither up and go back, and I whispered to him, "What did you see?
Like
What did you see? Did you see anything?"
Can your familiar communicate with you?
Pretty sure because he does have his own spell set.
Okay, right,
So
but can does he speak a
talk
language
to
that
me.
you can understand? Is he capable of speaking a language?
Um. Okay. Let me check. And which is familiar speak to the which is familiar only stores witch spells. So
Okay, so yeah, you can or like so can it cast those spells or uh
well, that's my spell casting ability. Like it learns spells outside of my patron. So like it's just winter. My
okay,
patron is
okay,
winter, and then
so
I
it's how you're able to get new spells.
yes, that is true.
So she actually well he can't actually I was thinking of Voldemort's snake.
No,
Um
that's not the same as Nagini. I
yeah. God damn it. I'm trying to change one of my tabs, but it's giving me a lot of problems here. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I was trying to have everything on separate tabs so that way I can have Owlbear up and just have that recording and not have it swap around between shit. All right. So yeah, Jormungandr is not going to be able to speak to you. Um but there is a bit of shock, and it does definitely feel like Jormungandr thinks that you should be aware of what is on the other side. Like when you try to like sense what Jormungandr is trying to like impart to you, you do get a very strong sense that Jormungandr wants you to go over to the other side and see what it is.
okay. Omanganda, I have yes or no questions prepared. Okay. Now the way you answer is you nod your head once for no, and nod your head twice for yes. Okay. Do you understand?
It shakes its head.
Like as in no, he doesn't understand.
As in a no. So when you're like shake your head, nod your head once for no, and it shakes its head.
Omanganda, did you see the ship?
It nods.
Did you see a creature?
It shakes its head.
Okay. Is
But
there any
when you
magic in the
say
area?
that, you get the sense that that no was a no of I didn't see anybody.
You didn't see anyone.
Yeah, you when you ask did you see a creature, it like Jormungandr like hesitantly shakes its head. As in it may have only saw the ship and then may not have gotten a good look.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna call out to Thorfinn, who's been helping me this whole time, and I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
say
by
to
the
him,
way, Thorfinn, go ahead and roll survival on that rabbit.
Rival.
Also, who's giant badger? Is that Orin?
Just not 20 on survival check.
Okay. Yeah, you actually you're looking around a bit to see where like the tracks lead, and like you notice that there's a couple spots that the rabbit could have ducked into. You set up like a really quick trap and put some of like your more plant-based rations into the trap, hoping that would be enough to lure out the rabbit. As soon as you turned your back, you heard and when you look back, there is a dead rabbit in your trap.
I pick up the rabbit and take it with me.
All right. So you have one rabbit carcass in your inventory. Um and Rayshawn is currently calling you over to her.
I walk over to Arshan holding the dead rabbit carcass. Dead rabbit.
I see that you've collected our dinner. How thoughtful of you. We have a problem.
Yeah. Well, what's the problem?
I sent Jormungandr over the hill to get a good look. And apparently he's telling me that he saw the crashed ship just over that hill. Doesn't know whether he saw a creature or not. He wasn't sure. He didn't get a good enough look. That's what I'm understanding. Hooligans outside my door. Okay. Yes. So we have an issue. I suggest that we report this back with the rest of the group and come up with a decision of whether we want to investigate now or for a couple of hours.
I think we should get on and go over to the ship.
Agreed. Yeah,
Okay,
what
so
was
you guys are gonna cancel your long rest.
No, not yet. I think we're just gonna go back to the camp and just tell Oren what was happening.
Right,
Okay.
yeah, we'll tell them in the morning after your long rest. We'll
Yeah,
go to
we'll
the
get
ship.
Spell's completely out of spells.
Okay. Alrighty then. I'll say you guys start to go back in on your long rest. Are you going to share with Chuffy and Oren what's happened?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me make sure that Oren's actually back, because I hear him talking, but I don't actually hear him talking. So let me just go check on him.
Right, yeah, take your time.
He said he's gonna vote with the majority, but but it's just you two. So it's not even.
Okay.
It's not saying anything.
I guess we're both in consensus that we're just gonna go to the ship, right?
Yeah. If you guys want to go to the ship, then sure.
What do you say, Thorfinn? Go to the ship now. At least we're rested in the morning and we ate the food. A bit.
Well, you guys
Yeah.
haven't rested yet. You ate the food, and you're still kind of in the processes of resting.
Yeah, let's rest first.
Yes. Let us go in the morning and then I can get some more spells.
Yeah.
Clean up my spells.
I was kind of going like, why is the sorcerer wanting to just rush on ahead without doing the long rest first?
I was assuming that we were getting done with it, but no. I would never cancel the long rest because I literally had 0 spells left. So
Yeah.
No.
Had just enough to cast that one detect magic.
Oh no, detect magic is a cantrip. I don't need to cast
Oh,
it.
that's right.
gonna need a spell slot.
Okay,
Thankfully.
so they made
That's
detect
survival.
magic a cantrip, but we don't have firebolt.
On for
Yeah. Well, we've got like ray of frost, but like I mean that's not the same.
Fortunately. But you know, you win some, you lose some.
Yep. Oh well.
Alright. Yeah, so in the morning, once we wake up and we finish, we finish getting ready in the morning. I finish getting ready, guys. I'm just gonna go wake up Orin and Chuffy too. You know what? I'd love to have the meat shield. Um, and just wake them and say, "Good morning." We didn't tell them last night, right?
No, not yet.
Yeah, so yesterday as I was procuring normal people food, and I say normal people food as I'm looking at Chuffy.
Chuffy
we
is a normal
discovered-
person.
I'm going to ignore you. We discovered that the crashed ship that we are looking for is actually over the hill. And I'm assuming our friend Petra might want to know this information. But we should check it out to see that it doesn't have it and get what we want before spilling the beans to the just appeared alchemist. Um, so what do you think? What do you say? Shall we go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Okay. Well, Orin's already let me know that he's gonna be voting with the majority, so he'll just proceed along with you guys for right now.
All right, so let's just make our way over. Go around the hill or up because I sent you.
Okay.
Jormungandr was fine. Like he didn't take any damage, right?
Yeah, but it did take him a while to get up there, so you figured that it might be difficult terrain. But the bank of the river, well, the riverbed goes like around this mound. It kind of like leads off a little bit, and then it kind of hooks back around.
Yeah.
So as you guys kind of come around, you're gonna come into this area here, and you're actually going to come. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong tool. You're actually going to come down from about here.
From there.
Yeah, and Chuffy is actually going to be leading you guys because Chuffy came down here first.
3 feet? What's the thing?
Yeah, about. Yeah, hang on, let me.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 to 3 feet. Yeah. And you're coming in from like right up here.
Yeah. All right.
These little these little platforms here are actually like knocked over trees. And in fact, actually, so the river kind of dragged off, and as you were kind of coming around the around that hill, you see the whole area is just covered in what appears to be like arcane crystals from the ship's fuel just being spread over the place, and because it's been exposed to the area for about 5 years, it's caused these crystals to sprout up all over the place. So they're giving off arcane like resonance. Not only that, but you also see this whole river here is like coming out of a crater that's right here. In fact, as you're looking at it, this whole area is the crash site.
Ooh.
You've been right next to it the whole time.
How fortunate.
All right. So, how's everybody proceeding?
I'm just gonna walk up with Chucky, leading, like in the front.
I'll walk you.
Okay. So, so just like this. I, I really don't want to continue without Oren being here, so
Orin.
I'm just gonna double check on him real quick.
No worries.
I saw he was on the phone, but I'm just gonna check on him one more time.
Alright.
Yeah, he's gonna be a while.
Alright.
Fucking A.
If I want to take a short intermission, we can. After.
Yeah, that actually would probably be best. I'm gonna have to end the stream in that case, though.